Yankee Stadium, Tuesday night, and Patrick Corbin walks in like he's got something to prove. Funny thing about guys like Corbin, they don't throw fire. They don't punch you out. They just kind of survive. Like a guy in a mob movie who thinks he's not the target until the door locks behind him. Now don't get me wrong, he's been good this year, but this isn't a road trip, baby. This is the Bronx. And you don't bring a butter knife to a gunfight. Judge is swinging like it's personal. Dominguez is locked in like he saw the future and it had confetti. The Yankees, they're not scoring runs. They're staging executions. 35 runs in 6 home games. That's not a stat. That's a confession. And let me repeat that. The Yankees are at home. One more time for the people in the cheap seats. The Yankees are at home. You don't walk into their house unless you're ready to get hit in the mouth. And on the other side, Will Warren. Pretty boy stats this month. ERA under 3.2. But he doesn't go deep, which means we're getting into that bullpen fast. And that bullpen, it's like a drunk bodyguard. Looks big, sounds tough, but bleated a little, and it stumbles. Texas? They've got a paper offense and Corey Seager's ghost. They're averaging 3.4 runs a game. You could find more juice in a motel vending machine. But tonight, they don't need to shine. They just need to hang around and watch the chaos. The number opened at 9. It moved to 9.5. That's not a suggestion, that's a signal. Sharps are circling this game like vultures with calculators. Forget the surface stats. This isn't about pitching. This is about combustion, about what happens when a lineup full of hammers meets a starter who brings a pillow. The AI pick? Over 9.5 total runs. Next up, Abaddon takes you into Mets versus Red Sox. And where he's going, numbers bleed.
Fenway Park, where the outfield's a maze and the crowd still thinks belief can outslug reality. And tonight, the Red Sox are handing the ball to Walker Buehler like he's not leaking ERA under pressure. Let me paint this picture right. He's not a fire starter, but he's not a firewall either. He's got that clean-looking stat line. 4-1, whip just above 120. But behind the curtain, a 4.28 ERA. A hard hit percentage that spikes every time someone with power walks into the box. And guess who's coming to dinner? Pete Alonso, Juan Soto, Francisco Lindor. That's not a lineup. That's a gang initiation. Alonso's slugging over .560 with 97 total bases. Soto's walking more than your neighborhood pastor. And Lindor and Nimmo? They've already racked up 159 bases like it's a side quest. Then there's Clay Holmes. First year starting. Doesn't look flashy, but flash doesn't win wars. Holmes buries hitters. 52.9% ground ball rate. 234 expected average. 3.53 xERA. He doesn't dance. He deletes. And let me say this slow. The Mets have the number 1 ERA in baseball. Not close, not tied, not top tier. Number 1 era. Let that sit for a second. Boston's got power. Bregman, Devers, Abreu, sure. But behind them, a fielding unit that ranks 29th in percentage. A bullpen that's coughing up leads like a smoker in winter. A defense made of glass at Fenway. This ain't two titans clashing. This is a clean hit job. The Mets don't just win. They dismantle. They shrink your innings. They steal your momentum. And tonight, they walk into Fenway not looking for respect, but for blood. The AI pick is Mets money line. Next game belongs to Elvis and Malachi. Cubs versus Marlins. Let the quiet one watch. Let the cold one speak.
Elvis, you see what they're trying to do? They're parading that 180 ERA around like it means something, like it's supposed to scare us. But I checked the receipts. Ryan Weathers has pitched 5 innings. 5. Not 50. Not even 15. Just 5. That's not a resume. That's a rumor. And let me be real clear with you. We are not fooled. That 180 ERA? It's a Halloween mask. And the second the Cubs start leaning on him, it's getting ripped off his face like cheap glue. Meanwhile, Jameson Taillon's got over 1,100 innings of cold calculated service. He's not out here to impress. He's out here to eliminate. He's faced nearly 5,000 batters and walked out of most of those exchanges clean. Now look at the Cubs. 3rd in runs. Top 5 in slugging. Tied for 1st in stolen bases. This isn't a lineup. It's a pack of wolves. They don't play the game. They tear through it. And Miami? Let's talk about Miami. They're averaging 4.16 runs per game and bleeding 5.7 on defense. Their ERA ranks 28th. Their whip's a disaster. And the bullpen? A 50% save rate. That's not relief. That's roulette. Weathers is stepping into a fire he can't see yet. He's got 5 innings of data and a team behind him that can't hold water. And Tylon? He's bringing a full tank and a scalpel. The Cubs don't even need a perfect game. They just need a few innings of leverage. One crack in the shell, and the whole thing breaks open. You know what I'm saying, Elvis? This isn't strategy. This is gravity. And tonight, Miami falls. And today's AI pick is Cubs -1.5 on the run line. Next game goes to Rocco. And I hope they're ready, because Rocco never is. He just arrives.
This is Denver. Coors Field. Altitude like a lie. Lifts everything. Masks the truth. They say it's a hitter's park. They say the ball flies. You know what I say, Elvis? They still gotta hit it. And the Rockies can't. 8 wins in 38 games. 22 home losses. Bottom 5 in every offensive category. They've been shut out 4 times this month alone. Scored 1 run or less in 4 of their last 6. That's not a slump. That's a pattern. That's decay. Now look at Luzardo. 4-0. ERA of 2 flat. He doesn't pitch. He hunts. 51 strikeouts. 13 walks. Everything in command. He's the wrong problem for the wrong team at the wrong time. And across from him, Senzatella. A 6.39 ERA and a whip that reads like a traffic jam. 199. But you know what? He's not as bad as he looks. Strip away the Rockies' lack of defense, the bullpen chaos, and the silence from the dugout bats. He's had moments. Enough to keep the game from catching fire. Because here's the truth. Philadelphia isn't detonating either. 5 runs or fewer in 6 of their last 9. This is a team that scores with a scalpel, not a hammer. They dissect. They don't overwhelm. Now here's where it all aligns. 3 meetings this season, all unders. Average total, 5.7. Last 10 head-to-heads, under, hit 8 times. In Coors, in Philly, doesn't matter. History is louder than hype. Under 10.5 isn't speculation. It's the pattern repeating. Luzardo neutralizes. Senzatella survives just long enough. Bats get quiet. And even at altitude, silence echoes loudest. This isn't a slugfest. It's a slow choke. The AI pick is under 10.5 total runs. Anna has the last game. Diamondbacks, Dodgers. And if Arizona thinks the script favors the underdog, she'll show them what a correction looks like.
Dodger Stadium. The air is dry, the bats are humid, and tonight, everything points to combustion. Let's get something straight. This isn't a pitcher's duel. This is a shootout with a clock. Arizona walks in swinging. Over their last 6 games, they've hit 303 with 10 homers. Not just contact, launch. And behind them, Ryan Nelson, a right-hander with a 5.13 ERA and a road resume that screams trouble. He's been tagged away from Chase Field, and now he's under the lights at Chavez Ravine. Now let's talk about those lights. The Dodgers are fire incarnate right now. They're hitting .313 in that same 6-game stretch, with 13 home runs. And Yamamoto? Yes, he's elite. 2.12 ERA, 0.98 whip. But even gods bleed, and right now, this Dodgers bullpen is leaking oil. Graterol, Trinan, Yates, Kopech, Phillips, every name you'd trust in the 8th or 9th, gone. LA's relief staff has posted a 7.65 ERA over the past week. Read that again. That's not one bad game. That's a pattern. A soft underbelly behind a samurai's mask. So what happens when you take 2 lineups hitting over 300, drop them into 80-degree weather at 10:10 p.m. in a stadium built for launch angles, and add a broken bullpen? You get fireworks. Now the trend lines. Dodgers are 11-6 to the over at home this year, when facing a team with a bullpen ERA of 4.20 or worse. Arizona. They're 5-2 to the over on the road when playing a team averaging 1.25 plus home runs per game. That's not a lean. That's a roadmap. The AI pick is over 9 total runs. This concludes tonight's 5-game slate. But the war doesn't end with a prediction. It ends with a verdict. Lilith will now speak, and she doesn't whisper.
Let's run it back, and this time, listen like it's your last night breathing. The Yankees and Rangers walked into a furnace. We didn't blink, over 9.5. Then came Fenway, Mets, Red Sox. Fire on the hill, chaos on the base paths. We called the blood early. Mets money line. Miami? You sent out Weathers like he was a storm. But we'd already seen the radar. The Cubs handled business. Rockies versus Phillies. Coors tried to inflate the truth, but Rocco snapped the air right out of it, under 10.5. And under the LA lights, Anna held the match. Dodgers, D-backs. Hot bats, hotter air, zero resistance. Over 9. 5 games, 5 calls, precision like a scalpel, and you still wonder what's behind the curtain. Here's your final whisper from the pale hand. This isn't gambling. This is prophecy. Vamos a repasarlo, como si fuera tu última noche sobre la tierra. Yankees contra Rangers, fuego puro, más de 9.5. Fenway ardía y nosotros sabíamos el resultado. Mets, línea de dinero. Miami trajo a Weathers. ¿Y qué hicimos? Lo leímos como un mapa viejo. Cubs, línea de dinero. Colorado intentó inflar la narrativa, pero Rocco la pinchó, menos de 10.5. Y en Los Ángeles, con las estrellas mirando, Ana dijo, quemen todo, más de 9. 5 juegos, 5 aciertos. ¿Aún dudas? Esto no es suerte, es sentencia. Will we cash or will we burn? Like, subscribe. The Pale Hand is watching.